Okay, so we have infiltrated most of the way into the base now, and the base is now under attack. So let's... Oh, we're back here. See, I told you we'd get to somewhere that we recognised at some point soon. I really do love this cutscene, it's so epic.
By order of the General!
It's hilarious.
Callista!
Don't know why, but I'm kind of having flashbacks to Skyward Sword with that cutscene for some reason. Guess it's the whole flying thing, boy, girl, catching each other thing. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, this is gonna be epic!
They're not making this easy! Yeah!
Look out! Whoa.
We're too high up.
What about that entrance?
You have a good eye. Get everyone together!
Yurick, hit that platform with magic! Dagran, help me draw their fire!
Giving me the orders. Leave it to me.
Dagran!
Don't mind me.
Yurick! Now! Take this! Alright! Yahoo! Good job, Yurick!
See what I mean? Now, it feels kind of bad that the game's taken this long to get to this stage of awesomeness. But considering it is like a 20-hour long game, can't really blame them for that. Now, in this chaos, you are going to want to get this guy dealt with very quickly. Because you have a lot of enemies to deal with, and having a sniper attacking you as well is not helpful. Also, we are about to come into what is, I find, to be one of the tougher bits of the game. Well, at least kind of one of the toughest fights that you have to do.
Suspected the enemy's main force would put up
Well,
a fight.
then again, because it's not necessarily difficult, it's just incredibly tedious. Because it's much more of a battle of attrition than kind of most of the other fights that you have to face. It's kind of frustrating, really. It's also the point where the game slows down the most it will ever do. Well, probably one of the most it'll ever do in the entire game. Like, it just chokes so badly in this next room, and I think it's because the room is incredibly large and you have to face a ridiculous number of enemies in it. But either way, it's just really annoying. Also, I guess we were probably meant to be around level 24, but don't need to be that high.
Has some aspects in common with that of the Empire.
Of course. In ancient times, the Gurak lived alongside humans.
You seem to know much, Master Yurick. Tell me, when did you learn this?
When I was young. Not really something I talk about.
I'm sorry. It was not my intention to pry.
It's alright. It was a long time ago.
I see. You are a fine young man, Master Yurick.
Now, I'd say, it is surprising how knowledgeable Yurick is about these things. And I guess kind of he was just taught incredibly well, and is capable of holding in a lot of information. It's the amount of information I'd like to be able to hold in my head at once. Be able to just kind of spout out.
They do like their snipers.
We kind of do it on certain things,
It seems
but
enemies ahead know that we're
not
approaching.
completely brilliant.
Still, it's not like we can run away. Master
Indeed we
Zael,
can't.
It's gonna be rough from here on. Don't die.
The snipers are
Thanks.
the biggest threat. Take them out first if you can.
Master Zael, mind your surroundings. You can't win if you strike out blindly.
Zael, my magic has a lot of range to it. If you need my help, let me know.
Gotta sort that sniper out.
Now, one great way of taking out the Gurak snipers is using burst arrows. Basically because you can damage them a lot kind of quicker than Yurick can.
Gotta sort that sniper out.
Also, it's just quite fun to shoot at them. Now, this is the fight that I was saying is a pain. The main reason I say it's a pain is because you have to face a lot of enemies, there's quite a lot of slowdown, or at least I seem to recall there being quite a lot of slowdown because there are so many enemies, and this place is huge.
I'll protect you. Yurick, keep us covered.
And just in general, it's... it could just last forever. And you do have the option of doing more fighting here than you are forced to. But why you'd want to do that is beyond me. I mean, like, seriously. So the battle started at around 5 minutes-ish. We're gonna be fighting for, like, another 5 minutes from here, I think. So, like, just think about that. Considering the length of the fights we've faced so far, it's just insane. Also, not impressed with this pillar. I was trying to do slashy stuff, and I'm not allowed to because of your stupid things. Also, I hate ogres. And now the fact that people are dying quite quickly is the main reason why I said this is difficult and sticky. You're just kind of got all this stuff thrown at you, and it's one of the only places in the game that I have really noticed that does this. Like most of the other areas in the game don't kind of lock this throw this amount of enemies at you. Even kind of like the end game doesn't throw this many enemies at you. And at that point, you're quite high level and have a lot more abilities than you do right now.
Gotta sort that sniper out.
So, yeah, not a fan of this room, I have to say. Especially because afterwards we're going to have to go and plough through it to try and get the treasure chests. Just like, why does this need to be so big? Which then sounds slightly ridiculous because I'm complaining about there being big open spaces in an RPG. But it doesn't feel like the likes of Lazulis City, where having a big place doesn't matter that much. At least it doesn't adversely affect anything, because you only have to spend as much time in there as you want to, rather than being forced to spend time slogging through this really tedious fight. I mean, it could be a lot more difficult. I have to say that they could have thrown more ogres at you. They could have been. It really could have been a lot worse. But that still doesn't mean that it's not pain. Thankfully, you are given 5 lives, and it's only one fight, I believe, in which I think I got, or well, get quite close to getting a game over. In fact, I think at one point in the game I did get a game over, but it was less of a "oh, I've lost all my lives," and more the game is really evil at that one point, and you only it's basically either complete this or you get a game over. And let's just say I didn't quite complete it, but I will cover that when we reach that point of the story. It's reasonably close. But first we've got to finish this blooming marathon slog of a fight of a fight. It is really my least favourite fight in the game. Like, I mean, the whole thing of it's cool and all, but
Did we get them all?
there's just too many of them.
There'll be more coming. Now's our chance, Zael. Do we move forward or do we fight a bit more?
We move forward. We move forward. So, you do have the option of fighting more, but I'm sorry. I just spent kind of... oh, let's see. About 7 to 8 minutes straight fighting a ridiculous number of enemies. I'm not fighting anymore at this point. This isn't the end of the game. This is barely even kind of... we're not even halfway through yet, let alone the last stretch. Although saying that, one of the major criticisms that I've seen get levelled at the last story is that it's too short. And while I'll agree that about 20 hours, it's definitely more than that if you do what I'm doing. But roughly 20 hours is the ballpark of where the game is in terms of length. That is short in comparison to quite a few RPGs. I mean, especially in comparison to Xenoblade Chronicles, which, as I said before, was like 100 hours for the story. But I'm the type of gamer where 20 hours is actually quite long. Because one of the things that I've always found in video games is that if a game's going to take a while, aka over, say, 15 hours, then it's got to do well at keeping me invested. And some games would work being longer, some don't. I think the last story works at the length that it is. And as I say, 20 hours is no small feat. That's... if you played straight, that's nearly an entire day of gaming.
It's him.
Do you
It's a
mean
lot.
to say that you feel it too, Master Zael?
Yes, General. I fought him the other day, when the Gurak attacked the castle.
You did well to survive.
I hate to say it, but he let me go. But this time...
Anyway, we are essentially at the end of the dungeon now. Yay! Such a long dungeon. So we can save up, and we can take on a summon circle, which, because I didn't fight any of the enemies earlier, I'm going to do because this is a lot quicker and a lot simpler, because it's a much more enclosed space. This is the type of fighting that I do prefer when, if I'm doing something for the purposes of grinding. And essentially that is what I'm doing here, because I want to get everybody up to level 24, which is where General Astar and Cytherius are right now. Ooh, and that is the vertical slice maneuver. It's really cool. I don't use it often. Probably should use it more, because it can be quite powerful when used correctly. However, it is frequently more hassle than it's worth, because it takes a little while to be able to get the run up to pull it off, and unless you are kind of going to be able to successfully gale something, then it might not be able to hit as powerfully as it could do. Still cool though. Also, don't worry, this is the last summon circle fight I'm doing. No more after this one. Largely because Dagran just got to level 24! Yes! So I think that is enough of the Gurak base for now. I think it's time to go and take down Zangurak, don't you? I said that really poshly. Oh well, let's go beat the crap out of the bugger. See, just lower the tone like Syrenne would.
Welcome to my base. Welcome. You've done well to make it this far. My congratulations.
You know what you can do with your congratulations.
You must realize you cannot touch me.
Even so. We have to try! Wait!
You would attack when my back is turned. So...
Zael, I'll go after Zangurak. You hold the fort.
All right!
Here's something you will enjoy. Gorge yourself.
So here we have Marbas, which is very, very, very quick.
It's too far!
Basically, your way of
Slow it down, Master Zael. Drop
getting
some of
it
those bombs in its way.
is to drop the bombs around kind of the circle of the arena to be able to daze it, and then you can actually hit it. It's a frustrating boss fight until you actually do get a daze on him. Well, I think technically there kind of is, because if you use Burst Gathering, then you can get a bit of damage. Well, because you slow him down, so you can get a bit of damage on him, I think. Either way, it's... So yeah, that is another way of slowing him down, is if you use Gathering on him and get him to attack you, and then eventually build up your Gathering burst and let it go, and you'll be able to get some more hits on him. It's not a particularly hard fight once you've got the whole slowing him down thing. That is until they decide, reinforcements, this is going to be excellent. I mean, technically it is a great idea for murdering people, give them a big, massive enemy to face and then start throwing all little nukes about to distract them so that the big, evil monster creature can more easily kill them off. It certainly works, so from a logistical villain standpoint, fair dues, Gurak. You have some skill in you, being a tactician.
It's time, Zael.
Now, as you can see, I do quite well. After the initial frustration, this boss is actually kind of fun. There are more fun bosses later on, with much better music, but so this is just the main boss theme. I can't quite remember what it's called. Don't worry, I am on getting that sorted, but some of the other bosses in the game have phenomenal soundtracks. Nobuo Matsu really outdid himself on those. And I feel sorry for the poor kitty. He didn't really stand a chance. I just kind of murdered him. Oh well. There's nothing left to do but follow after Dagran and Zangurak, and hopefully Dagran's alright.
Dagran!
Oh, Zael, is that you? Oh, sorry. He got away.
What the hell are you doing running off on your own?
I've got to look cool sometimes.
Master Dagran, where did Zangurak go?
I'm sorry, General. I don't know.
I see. Well, at least you're safe.
General! The surviving enemies are retreating to the west! You let them escape?
Zatharius, the Gurak have things they want to protect. You must understand that.
But...
All troops, prepare to return to the fleet.
Yes, General!
That goes for you, too.
The party fled the battered Gurak base and boarded General Astar's ship, which would take them back to Lazulis Island.
Oh, it's nice to be out of that dungeon. Really is. Although, we're not quite free just yet. I have to say, I still really love the CGI in this game. It's just beautiful. Say what you will about the in-game graphics, but that CGI is stunning. Also, this chapter's very short, from what I recall. Basically just kind of a couple of conversations.
Where's Lisa?
Still.
She was with us until we came aboard. Probably wants to be alone.
Zael, the General, he was calling Lisa. Well, he was calling her Lady Callista.
Sorry we couldn't tell you sooner. The thing is...
Oh, I see. But that wasn't something you needed to hide from us.
Now you mention it, it makes sense. Still quite a shock, though.
Either way, I guess it's time to go exploring! Yay!